system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how is everybody tonight? On this Wednesday, October 14th of the horrible year that has been 2020. Guys, in 24 hours, I will be saying, welcome to episode 100. Damn. Episode 100. I am so stoked. This past 99 episodes have been, exciting. Something different every day, something new every day. Back in May, barely breaking 100 episodes, 100 listens per day, 150, 200 listens per day, to now be 35,000 per day on listens, more than 600,000 per month. I'm just more than stoked to be where I'm at. I talked about all that stuff on Monday, kind of on this road to 100. I talked about where it came from, where, the show started and stuff like that. So if you guys can go back to episode 97, the road to 100, and listen to that and kind of recapped, everything that happened up to this point. I had fun. That was a fun little hour there for me just to talk, to myself like I'm doing tonight. Because tomorrow is the day. And I cannot express to you how excited I am. Because tomorrow, on episode 100, not only is Kat returning for the episode, just a one-time thing, we're still going to be doing, the mental health hour and Kat and Derek's Tales of the Supernormal on Mondays. But she's not returning to Suck It. She's just coming back for one show just to have a little bit of fun, celebrate episode 100 with me. And along with that, some really cool surprises. And you know what? Screw it. It's no longer a surprise. I've already posted on Instagram. The amazingly talented Mona Marshall will be on tomorrow. And you're like, who's Mona Marshall? You may not know her name, but you know her voice. She is the voice of Sheila Broflovsky on South Park. Kazman. She's also voiced, parts for Digimon, World of Warcraft, Disney movies such as Frozen and Tangled, and Toy Story shorts, and countless Hotel Transylvania, countless other credits to her name, over 300 voice credits to her name. So this is like nerd heaven for her. For us to have her on the show tomorrow, because she's just voiced so many, especially with South Park. She's been on South Park since the year 2000, 20 years of her playing Sheila Brofleisky, Skyle's mom, as well as Butter's mom. She's done so many different things. She's just an amazing, amazing, talented woman. And I'm so excited to have her on the show, as well as we're going to do some giveaways and some other stuff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you normally listen on the podcast, you'll hear that come Friday morning or late tomorrow night. Or if you want to come shoot the shit live tomorrow, which means Thursday night, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, that'd be, you're greatly appreciated to come watch live on Facebook Live, Periscope, or YouTube. Again, anything's appreciated. We love you guys. So tonight. What am I going to talk about tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm just going to shoot the shit with you guys for a little bit here. Because tomorrow, again, I'm saving the good stuff for tomorrow. And then next week, we're going to kick it off with a bang. I'm going to take Friday off. And just kind of, recharge my batteries and take a 3-day weekend. Then come back strong Monday with a whole brand new week of guests and a whole brand new week of fun. Starting with episode 101 on Monday. 101 on Monday. So that's going to be fun. Fun. So, shit's just getting weird in the world. We got the election stuff coming up soon. That's a bag of shit right there. The coronavirus is still beating our asses. Still, fighting, systemic racism and all this other stuff. And, we've talked about that a lot over the last couple weeks, whether it be with Aaron Hernandez, or yesterday when I talked to Tyke T. There's been a lot of just bullshit going on in the world. And you know what? For one night, I didn't talk about it Monday either. But tonight, I'm just going to kind of have a little fun with you guys. So, if you're watching this episode, or listening to this episode, you notice the name of the episode says episode 99. What do you call a rapping dinosaur? Well, what do you call a rapping dinosaur? Because there's two options. One, I'm sure everyone's heard before. If you haven't, Chance the Raptor. Or what do you call a rapping dinosaur? Iced T-Rex. It kills me. Iced T-Rex. That's what you call a rapping dinosaur, ladies and gentlemen. Not Chance the Raptor. Iced T-Rex. Write that down. Send it off to Playboy. Put my name on it. Send me my check for $100 and put that that joke in Playboy. Do they still do that? Is Playboy still? Didn't they come back? I think. I don't know. I haven't bought a Playboy magazine in forever. I think the last Playboy magazine I bought had China on the cover. Yeah, and everyone knows how that turned out. Good old China. May she rest in peace. But yeah, so damn. When I first started this all, whether it was with Cameron or Nicole or Kat, to be sitting here today on October 14th, one episode away from 100 is just very, very surreal to me. You know, I can't even fathom what has transpired over the years. I mean, over the months, you know, to be in the position that I'm in and really trying to, make something of myself with this, 600,000, listeners per month. Fantastic. Thank you. Being voted one of the top 25 podcasts in the world by New York Times Weekly Magazine. Fantastic. Thank you. But that pales in the comparison to just the comments, the DMs, the words that you guys say, the words that the guests say, and, the loads of positivity that have come out of this project. Just for me to sit here and say, hey, this is what's going on, and so on and so forth. It's very, very interesting. So, like I said, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and start this off by biopicking myself, biographying myself. I've told everybody a lot of different stories. Everyone knows I suffer from, bipolar. We've heard it 1,005 times. We know where the show name comes from. We know all this stuff that happens, but I kind of want to give you a rundown of who I am as an individual and, kind of stuff that's transpired, up to this point, and give you all a little bit of just an insight into Derek world. So I was born in Ohio in 1981. I'm 39. I think I've said that many, many times before as well. We lived there in Ohio until I was about 7 or 8. And I don't remember much from Ohio except for, just a few memories here and there. I remember lots of snow. And then we moved to Florida when I was like 7 or 8. And Florida for me, in every which way, shape, or form, was an absolute hellhole. From being bullied in school, and completely beaten down. I'm talking like my ass was kicked 5 days a week. I wanted to go back to Ohio so many different times, but my parents said no. And to get to, finally, stand up for myself. And eventually, I stood up for myself and, got kicked out of that school because I stood up for myself and, fought my way, after being bullied for 5 fucking years, to be able to go to public school was really, a blessing. But at the same time, nothing changed when I got to middle school. Going from a Catholic school, getting my ass beat every day, to going to middle school, a public school, getting my, my ass kicked every other day, I learned something about myself, that I talk way too fucking much, and I am a shit talking motherfucker. Thank you, Nikki. I love you. It's just, it boggles my mind. And that was one of the things that always got me in trouble, was my mouth. And now to think, my mouth is my career is pretty fucking funny. I told y'all, motherfuckers. I told y'all. Nobody wanted to listen, but I told y'all. But anyway, in high school, I was on the wrestling team. I fought martial arts as well. I was in junior ROTC. I was as active as I could in high school, because I just got sick and tired of being the outcast and being, that guy that everyone just kind of picked on. And so in high school, I made it a conscious effort to be like everybody else, for lack of a better term. And that was my biggest fault. That was my biggest downfall, was that, because I should have just kept who I was. I just kind of, shaped myself to conform. you know, because what ended up happening was I ended up getting into drugs, smoking a lot of weed at the time, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I was smoking weed for the wrong reasons, and I was smoking weed just to get, in with the crowd and, skipping school, doing all the shit that I shouldn't have done. Especially when I had such a good and, illustrious path, carved out for me. I was doing really well in school. I was doing really well in ROTC, and I was doing really well in everything else. And I put it to the side, and I just said, you know what? I don't care. And that really kind of came down to my junior, senior summer. I went to go do early enlistment and go into the Army. And unfortunately, I have a lazy eye, and they told me no. So I could not go into the Army. And that killed my mental state. Absolutely killed me, because that was what when I first got into high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but thanks to, my RTC instructor, Lieutenant Colonel John Bennett, instilled some things in me and so on and so forth that just made me want to be in the military. So that's what I tried to do. That's what I strived to do. And when I got told no, it killed me, because my grandfather was in the Army. My other grandfather was in the Navy. My uncle was in the Navy. My family's filled with, history of military personnel. And I wanted to be part of that, and I couldn't. So my junior, senior summer, I was, my whole idea of what I was going to do after high school was completely crushed. I had no aspirations to go to college. I knew that wasn't for me. Even at that age, I was like, unless I'm going to be a doctor, an architect, or, a teacher, which God, no, never put me in a classroom with fucking kids. That's my wife's job. That she does that better than anybody, but I give her kudos for that. I can never fucking be a teacher. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine a fucking whole little classroom of fuckers like me? I'd kill everybody. But that's neither here nor I can barely handle Izzy, and she's 10 years old, and my fucking mini me reminds me of fucking mini Jim Carrey, and it's ridiculous. What the hell is on my shirt? But anyway, so I just had no aspirations to do anything else. I was just done. And when I graduated high school, I was working for Pizza Hut at the time, and I just kept doing that. And I was also like, you know what? I'm going to be a musician. I've always wanted to do it, and this is what I'm going to do. So I started seeking out bands, and I got to do some really cool stuff with some really cool bands, and going to tour around and, play on stage in front of 15,000 people, and, did a lot of cool ass shit. But the people that I was around, and the people that I was, hanging out with, as far as the music scene goes, did not want the same things I wanted. They were just making music to get on the radio, and then they'll say, we'll let our personality out later. Let's just get on the radio. Let's just get on the radio. That's not who I am. That's never been who I am. I'm not going to, again, I was, trying to get out of that conformity, and I just couldn't do it. So I just eventually just left, and I was like, I'm not going to be around people who want to be like that, because I don't want to, surround myself with that, because that's not what I want to do. So instead of, trying to do something different, I just ran away from it, which I regret to this day. It's been, 20, about, I was 22 when I left the music business. So it's been about 18 years, and it's just, crazy. But then I found wrestling. I've always been a wrestling fan. And I was like, you know what? I have my martial arts background. I've got my amateur wrestling background from high school. I'm going to become a wrestler. Through hell or high water, this motherfucker, I was going to do it. And I did it. I trained with one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, in a gentleman by the name of Dory Funk Jr., the longest reigning NWA champion of all time. WWE Hall of Famer, NWA Hall of Famer, part of the legendary Funk Brothers with his brother Terry Funk. I mean, just dude is a legend. Trained some of the, the greatest guys out there, such as Edge and Lita and Mickey James and countless other fucking people. Just countless other people. And to get a chance to even work with that man for a minute is beyond me. So, I'm so thankful for that. And I began my wrestling career around 23, and I just went at it. I went at it hardcore. And it was insane. Some of the people I met, some of the places I traveled to. I went to Tennessee, I went to Georgia, the Carolinas, and just, all over the place. And to be invited to come up there, hey, come wrestle for my company, come wrestle for my company, come wrestle this independent, go wrestle. It was cool as shit. All this was going on while I was stuck in my marriage, my first marriage, to someone who abused me mentally and physically. And I allowed her to control every aspect of my life. And that bitch fucked me up mentally. Bad. I've joked about it on the show before, but she's the reason why I have PTSD. And sometimes scared of my own shadow. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Even to this day, because we do have a child together, she is the only person on the face of this planet that I'm afraid of. And saying that out loud fucking hurts. I mean, it really does, because especially since I can't get rid of her. Our daughter's only 13, still got, 5 more years before she graduates high school. But it's like, I can't escape this bitch. And I don't give a fuck if you're listening right now. I really just don't give a fuck, because I'm not slandering your name. Everything I'm saying is fucking true, and I'm not saying your fucking name. So you have to know me personally to know who the fuck I'm talking about. So you know what? Fuck you. But anyway, that's beside the point. I've joked about this before, and I'll say it again now. But if you've ever heard me tell the story of and I say this in my joke in my set too, up on when I'm doing stand up, is I learned a lot from my previous marriage, what not to do and blah 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 blah. And one of the things I said was, if your wife ever takes her ring off, throws it in a poopy diaper, the first time you ever mention the word divorce, you know this was not meant to be. And I joke about that, but that's really what fucking happened. I was working 2 jobs, busting my ass 80, 90 hours a week to come home one day and find out she was at Disney all day with her parents. After I got done working a 15-hour shift, sit down on the couch for 5 fucking minutes. She walks in the door and her first words out of her mouth are, "Why aren't the dishes done?" I'm sorry. Did you not spend all day with our daughter at Disney World with your parents? And yet I worked a 15-hour shift and you want to come home and complain that I didn't do the fucking dishes yet? I've been home for 10 fucking minutes. Can I take a breath? And at that point, I lost my mind, after 3 years of being completely, mentally and physically abused in every which way possible, and not having, any type of, gumption to say, this is what I'm going to do. I can't stand this anymore. Finally, it was like I went through puberty and my balls dropped and I was like, oh, I'm a man. I can stand up for myself. God damn it. No. And, and that was the end. That was it. And, I said, I can't do this anymore. She goes, fine. And took off her fucking wedding ring and threw it in a fucking poop diaper and fucking threw it in the damn diaper genie. At that moment, I was like, yeah, I made the right decision. There could not have been a clearer message. There's what other way, whether that's picture fucking perfect. I give her credit for that shit. That is fucking genius. How else are you going to say a good fuck you to your husband who just said, I want a fucking divorce, other than this is what I think of your fucking divorce. Fuck you. This is shit. At that point in time, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. This is not good at all. Oh, fuck. But that's really what happened. And I don't falter for it, because you know what? I let her think she had control for so long, that when I finally tried to establish any type of control in any which way, shape, or form, she lost her shit. And that's, regardless of what you say, oh, that's, no, it's partly my fault because I never stood up for myself ever. And I know that's, oh, you're abused. That no, the thing about it is, I could have any given time just said anything. Now, because now I'm not talking about other type of abuse situations. There's some that you can't do anything about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my specific situation. Because at any given time, I could have gotten way out. She had tried to leave before, and I talked her into staying. There was a lot of stuff that was my fault. 100% therapy proven. I'm not talking about anybody else, because there's much worse situations out there than mine. 100%. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking strictly about mine. So please don't think I'm negating anyone that, is in a situation like that. That's not what I'm doing. No. Mine was different. It was caused by me some which way, by not ever saying no. I was a yes man. It was just yes, dear, yes, dear, yes, dear, yes, dear. And part of that was the way I was raised. And my cousin's listening right now, and, I don't, I've said this to my dad before, but that's how my dad was when I was being raised. He was the type of man, because my mom did the similar stuff to him. And he was just constantly, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. No problem. I got you, babe. I got you. And let her walk all over him for the longest time. So that's how I thought it was the relationship supposed to be. The woman's in charge. The man just says, yes, dear. And, women joke about that all the time, that's the ideal situation, but that's not what a relationship's supposed to be. Hell, I would not want that. I would not want a yes woman. Fucking challenge me. I need to be challenged in life. That's why I married that bitch upstairs. That bitch challenges me every day, and she challenges me better than anybody else in the entire world, but she does it with such gumption and much, a lot of fun with it as well. It's just fun. But, yeah. And I blame a lot of that on my dad. He's changed a lot now. But I've said that to him before. He was just a yes man. And, it really put a negative thought of relationships in my head, that A, I needed to always be in a relationship, and B, no matter what they say, it goes. Whether I was with my oldest daughter's mom, or with, my first wife, that's just how I was. And it wasn't until I met my current wife that I realized, holy shit, relationships can be fun. Relationships can be 50-50. Relationships can be supportive. That first time you ever feel support, let me just tell you, it is the greatest feeling in the world. You think having an orgasm or, getting drunk for the first time or stoned for the first time feels great? Hell no. Have somebody support you in your life choices. That is the greatest feeling in the world. I've had some great fucking orgasms in my lifetime, but God damn it, support feels better than that. We're talking about the same woman that back in July, when I said to her, hey, I got fired because of Corona. Okay, what do you want to do next? I don't know. I just want to fucking work on my show and become the next fucking greatest, show host ever. Okay, great. Go earn some money. Okay. Now, 5 months later, it's like, or 4 months later, it's like, hey, I'm still fucking doing it. I'm still proud to be doing it. And, that's what support is. When I walk down, I take my commute every day down the 2 flights of stairs to the basement in my home studio, and her every day say, have a great show. I love you. And I'm like, damn, that's what support feels like. It's so warm and fuzzy. And I've never really felt support like that before. I've never really experienced life in any which way, shape, or form like that. That was just amazing. And, yeah. But anyway, So back to wrestling. So that entire time I was with my first wife, I was wrestling, but she limited to how much I could travel. She limited, this. She wanted me working my 2 jobs. So I was working 2 full-time jobs and still wrestling on the side every weekend, as often as I could. And did that until 2013. And September 3rd, 2013, I got into a car accident. My ass was rear-ended hard. I was sitting at a red light, and there was a bitch behind me, and then there was another bitch coming down. I'm not gonna say whether or not they were men or female, but they're just stupid people. So I'm gonna call them bitches. That weren't paying attention, and I got fucking. It was a 4-car pileup. She hit me, and then hit her, and then him, and then it was just all over the place. And I'm breaking my neck. Had to have surgery, tons of physical therapy. It was crazy. I was out of work for almost 4 months. It was nuts. And I got back into ring shape again after, I was allowed to. And I wrestled one more match. And that, I just had so much fear. Am I going to fall right? Am I going to bump right? Am I going to tweak something as I lift him up? Am I going to do this? And I just had so much fear. And the match went okay. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but I got to go out on my own terms, and I walked away. And I could have gotten worked through that fear. However, knowing my wife sitting at home freaking out because I could potentially hurt myself even more and be paralyzed, I didn't want that. I like walking, shame on me. So I quit, and I regret it, but at the same time, I don't. It sucks now, turning on NXT or WWE and, or even AEW and seeing some of these guys I used to know on the independents being able to make it now. It's great for them. It just sucks knowing that could that have been me? Maybe, doubt it, but still, there was still that one little piece of hope. But I'll never know, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But I'm here now, and I'm having fun with it. So after that, I was like, you know what? I have to be an entertainer. I can't not be an entertainer. What else am I supposed to do here? So I was like, you know what? I'm going for broke, and I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. And I started studying left and right, proper delivery, ways to write jokes, different comedy stylings, watching this person, watching that person, watching this guy and that guy and this girl and that guy and this girl, for about 3 or 4 years. I just studied. And then I wrote a good hour-long set. And it wasn't until I moved here and to Virginia that I actually started being active, in the scene. But I wasn't very active. Because I was just, I didn't want to be that guy that continually bombed every week. I wanted to, do a quick 2-minute set and then watch it, study it, watch it, study it, watch it, study it, and then tweak, and then do it again, and so on and so forth. And I did that for a little bit till the pandemic hit, and I never got to hit my stride. But I was like, you know what? When, that was part of the first thing that was one of the reasons why, if you listened on Monday, one of the reasons why I wanted to start the original show to begin with was I wanted to just tell jokes and be comedic all the time. And I couldn't do it on stage anymore. So I was like, let's just do the show. Let's just do this podcast and let's just be funny all the fucking time. And I was pretty fucking funny most of the goddamn time. I still am, because I'm just awesome like that. That's why I opened up the show every fucking day with, the all-powerful King of Kings, Prince of Awesome, Derek. I mean, that's just what I am. That's the gimmick I live. Because I just don't want. I live to make people laugh. I live to, bring awareness to mental illness and mental health. Raise awareness for crimes against humanity. Like that fucking abomination in the White House. But the whole point of what I do every day is, of the 35,000, our bloodline makes us. No. Sorry, Nikki, it's not the bloodline that makes us awesome. It's just who I am. I was given this gift from God. He said, you know what, when he, put me in the womb and made me and made my soul, he said, I'm going to make this guy the most awesome human being ever. And I just kind of became that. I was made this way, because if it was true, my brother Chad would be awesome, and he's just not. No, we do have an awesome family, though, in all seriousness. But no, it's like, of the 150,000 people that listen to my show every week, my goal is just to make one person laugh, make one person not commit suicide or talk themselves into going to see therapist, whether they use BetterHelp, my key sponsor on the show, or whether they go to their insurance website and find a therapist on their own. Doesn't matter to me. The whole point is laughter cures. And that's what this whole show is about. Whether I'm talking to a doctor, I'm not going to sit there and talk coronavirus the entire time. Me and him talked a little bit of music last week, or whether I'm talking to a rapper, we're not gonna sit there and talk rap music for an hour. I'm not the rap guy. Everybody knows that. I even tell them I'm not the rap guy. I'm the music guy, but I'm not the rap guy. We're going to have fun. We're going to tell jokes. We're going to talk this. We're going to talk that. That's why the show is the way it is. I don't care what level of fame you have. I don't care whether you're an actor, actress, musician, hip hop, a director. I don't care. Or I'm a fitness guru. I've had fitness gurus on the show before. Comedians, everybody. Everyone has a story to tell. And my job is to tell the best story possible. Whether that be funny, whether it be serious, whether it be raw, emotional, whatever. It's all about not following a script, not following a media kit, and just being as real as possible. I've said this 1,000 times too. I don't do much. If I don't know who the guest is, I don't do much research on them, because what's the point? I want to hear everything that I want to hear come out of their mouth, because that's the real. I can go and look at all these different interviews they've done, across the internet, or watch another podcast, or read their bio on their, I do a little bit of that, but very little, because everything I want to know, I'm going to ask them about. We're going to talk about. We're going to get to know each other as friends. The internet is out there for a reason. If you want to go ahead and, research a guy, research him. Go ahead. But you know what? If you want a raw version of that and have a little bit of laughter in the process, this is where my show comes in. Because it's all about laughter, fun, excitement, and just cool shit. And been doing it now for 99 episodes. And it's unfucking real to me. It really fucking is. And to be celebrating tomorrow with such a fucking legendary voiceover actress in Mona Marshall. She voices Kyle's mom on South Park. I don't know if you guys know this, but South Park mainly consists of 4 voices. Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Mona Marshall, and then I can't think of her name, another lady. But that's pretty much it. And then they bring in, the occasional other voiceover actor, famous person, whatever else to voice on the show. But it's just those 4 voices. Those pretty much every character on their show is just those 4 people. You know, to have somebody of that caliber on tomorrow is just awesome as shit. I get to sing the Kyle's Mom's a Bitch song for Kyle's mom. That's pretty fucking cool. And Kat will be on the show with me. It's gonna be fun. I got some giveaways for it again, and I got some other stuff going on, but it's gonna be fucking amazing. And to know that I've come this far in such a short period of time, that goal for next year that I set on myself on Monday is gonna come to fruition. And if y'all missed that, I even said it last night too. Within the next year, possibly with episode 200 or 250. Well, no, we'll find out. But I'm going to take this show into a full studio with an in-house band and either have live guests or still guests, over the internet, like I do now. But I'm going to make it a uncensored, raw, realistic, type Tonight Show. Imagine, this is the way I'm describing it to people. Imagine if Howard Stern and Joe Rogan had sex and had a baby. And then that guy grew up to be the host of the Tonight Show. That's what this show is going to be. Raw, uncensored, unfiltered. My honest opinion. No, again, just the way I do it now, but just, with a live band and having live performances and comedians and the same way they do it on the Tonight Show and Late Show and James Corden and, Conan and Kimmel. I'm going to take it up a notch. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm coming for you guys. I'm coming. It's going to be a tough road. But you know what? With the fan base I've built up over the last, 8 months, 9 months, double that, to where then I'll be over 1 million listens, a month. I'm coming hard. I'm going to be coming hard. And it's going to be fucking fun as hell. So the best is yet to come, guys. The best is yet to come. And I hope you stick around. And I hope you enjoy the ride that will be. Because it's only going to get more fun. All right. So let's close out the show tonight with a little Today I Learned. So, today I learned, if I can get my damn computer to work, there we go. A 1,500-pound grizzly bear named Bart gave such a moving performance in the 1987 film The Bear that a campaign formed to encourage his Oscar nomination. Unfortunately, the Academy refused to nominate an animal actor. That's pretty fucking cool, though. Have you ever seen The Bear, 1987 movie? I've never seen The Bear. Have you seen The Bear? Might Google it now. I want to see a heartwarming performance by a bear. Today I learned that there are roughly 100,000 payphones that still exist and function in the USA. It takes only 50 cents to call, which is still enough money to be sustainably profitable. 100,000 fucking payphones? I don't remember the last time I saw one. I don't know what that means. Unless you live in the middle of bumfuck, I don't know. I'll ask my cousin. She lives in the middle of bumfuck. Nikki, when was the last time you saw a payphone? I'm sure Lima has a bunch of them. Am I right? Am I wrong? No, maybe, kind of. I don't know. Made myself choke. Today I learned that 25% of Jamaican citizens claim Irish ancestry, the second largest reported ethnic group in Jamaica after African ancestry. It's interesting. I did not think about it. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty fucking cool. Today I learned that 27 human genes, I can't even talk today, 27 human genes were renamed because Microsoft Excel would format their names as dates, a problem which affected 19.6 of gene lists. Fucking Microsoft. Always fucking shit up. You know, we had to change science because Excel wasn't, you know, compatible with gene names. You think that was something that they could have, you know, fucking found a workaround for? We didn't have to rename 27 of fucking genes. I'm sure that scientists across the world were like, you know what? Fucking A, you know. Okay, Spencerville, Lima, you know. Aren't you still living in Grandpa's house? Or are you living somewhere else now? See, I need to catch up with you. We don't talk enough. I don't talk enough. I'm going to go ahead and admit this too. I have another fault. I have a problem communicating with my family, whether it be my dad in Ohio, my dad in Florida, my mom, you know, my cousins in fucking Ohio. You know, I'm horrible at communicating with family. I'm great at communicating with the fucking world through the goddamn internet. But to pick up a phone and call my mom or dad or, you know, text my cousins or, you know, I'm a shit human being. And I will be better. That's, you know what? Give me 3 months, 2.5 months. That's my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution next year is to be a better family person. So, yeah, that's my goal for the next, you know, 2.5 months. I thought Anna moved to Louisiana. Is it Bama? Why Bama of all places? Nothing good ever came out of Bama. Hell, Nick Saban just got sick from coronavirus. That's a great place to go. But what does she know? She married a Michigan fan. Today I learned in 1987, a few guys in Brazil were out collecting scrap metal from an abandoned hospital. They inadvertently collected highly radioactive Cesium-137. About a month later, 4 people had died of radiation poisoning, and the incident resulted in one of the worst radiological incidents in history. Well, fuck. You would think in 1987 they would have better technology in order to make sure shit like that didn't happen, but apparently not. They Marie Curie'd themselves to a fucking death. Poor guys. Jesus Christ. Today I learned a free emergency training session empowered a local reluctant 12-year-old student to give a life-saving Heimlich maneuver to his sister who was choking on a waffle cone that she was eating in the car. Good for him. Saved his sister's life. See, that's the key to living. You need to save your sister or brother's life, your sibling's life. Then they're going to owe you for the rest of their life. Just to have somebody there at your beck, see, I was saying earlier about having a husband or a wife that was at your beck and call. See, no, that's not the thing. That's a 50-50 relationship. Having a brother or a sister at your fucking beck and call that listens to every fucking word. Now that's the fucking dream. Just saying. So that kid made a good life decision. Hey, go get me a soda. No, fuck you. I saved your life. Okay. Hey, remember that time you were choking? Go get me a goddamn soda. Hey, can I borrow $100? No. Fine. Next time you're choking, don't call on me. Hey, don't eat that cone. You don't know what's going to happen next. Today I learned the world's tallest man had over 10-foot long casket that weighed over 1,000 pounds and required 16 pallbearers. His family ordered his casket entombed in concrete as they feared grave diggers. Whoa. That's a lot to fucking take in. 10-foot long casket, 1,000 pounds, 16 pallbearers entombed in concrete because they feared grave diggers. I mean, what would they even do with that? You can't take a fucking, I got the fucking femur of the world's tallest man. I'm gonna go take it to a pawn shop. I don't even think, gold and silver pawn with fucking, Rick and Chumley would take that shit. You display it in your fucking house? Look at my bone. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past anybody because people are idiots. And finally today, in 2001, 18 years after originally aired, a viewer spotted John Ritter's testicles falling out of his shorts in an episode of Three's Company. Ritter laughed off while Nickelodeon, the company airing the reruns, confirmed it. Yes, his scrotum is falling out of his shorts. Oh, rest in peace, John Ritter. Rest in peace. And that's it for Wednesday. Come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, for episode 100. Again, Kat will be joining me, my former co-host. To celebrate this amazing accomplishment, we're going to be joined by our special guest, Mona Marshall from South Park and Digimon and World of Warcraft and Frozen and Tangled and Toy Story and Hotel Transylvania and countless other things. This woman is just an amazing voiceover artist, and I'm so privileged to have her on the show to celebrate episode 100. So come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, or anytime on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, everywhere, literally everywhere. Even Amazon Music, you can find Suck It Podcast. So until tomorrow, I love you guys so fucking much. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 100. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy, guys. Episode 100 tomorrow. Peace.